right, welcome back. This is still Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. What you just watched is the UNICEF initiative, Let's Stop Shit campaign, and that was my colleague Gabriel Obodai Togbo Ashon them. So this is time for our daily agenda segment. Today, I have an honorable man. He's my personal bishop and somebody whose teachings has helped in shaping to become the woman that I am today. Bishop Samuel N. Mensah. He's the president of the Full Gospel Church International. Good morning to you.
Thank you very much, and good morning, Lily.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
It's an honor to have you here.
Well, I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad to see the good job you are also doing.
Right. We're talking about leadership. If we say a leader is somebody that people follow. But how do we identify who a good leader is?
A good leader is identified by moving people from point A to point B, giving people hope and direction, and then transforming the lives of people. A good leader is identified by empowering people, taking people from the life they have to the life they could have and the life they must have. So once you are able to improve the lives of the people, you move them from point A to point B, and then you are able to empower them, and they can move from the life they have to the life they could have. You are an effective leader.
You've been writing books a lot, and one of the newest ones is on how to see who a good leadership vision.
Yeah.
How many leaders can we say possess or don't possess leaders?
You see, the book is about vision, the fuel that drives leaders. And our world today is crying for very good leaders. Our world today is crying for better leaders in the home, in the family, in the community, in the business, and in academia, and even in nations. It is estimated in the U.S., Lily, that bad leadership costs the economy $360 billion US. It is also said that 3 out of every 4 people report that the boss is the worst and the most stressful part of their job. 65% of employees say they would rather prefer a new leader than to have a pay raise. That should tell you that there is something wrong with the kind of leaders that we have in our society, in our system. 7 out of 10 people seem to be saying they don't seem to know where they are going in terms of organization, where the organization is going, and even as a nation, where the nation is going. That should tell you there is the absence of visionary leaders. Because where a visionary leader shows up, the society, the organization definitely know where they are going. And then people have an idea where they are going and how they can get there.
Is it society's fault that we are not identifying visionary leaders, or the leaders themselves are failing to realize their vision?
The point is that people are holding positions all over the world, okay? But being in a position does not make you a leader. As a matter of fact, it's the starting point of leadership development. I would say that is the basic and the fundamental journey of leadership. Unfortunately, people think when they have a position, then that makes them a leader. And so leadership is identified by vision. You know, just like a human being cannot survive without air, a leader cannot survive without a vision. Just like a human being would not survive and a human being would die without air, leaders cannot survive without vision. And unfortunately, we have a lot of dead leaders running organizations, dead leaders running the nation, dead leaders running our institutions because they have no vision. And so the problem is not about the society. The problem is about what kind of leaders do we have. They all have positions, but they are not leaders. I can say on authority that most of our politicians are not leaders. As a matter of fact, they have just run for an election, they have positions, but they are not leaders. Because wherever you identify a leader, you will identify a change. Wherever you identify a leader, you will identify a direction and a vision. Whenever you find a leader, there is movement, there is direction. People know exactly where they are going. They can predict the next 5 years, when they can get there, how they can get there. So if a nation and a society is just moving in circles, it tells you that people are running for positions, but as a matter of fact, they are not leaders.
Are leaders born or are leaders made?
This is a long-age, question. But I come from the school of thought that leaders are also made. You can transform a follower into a leader. So leaders are not, it's not a matter of leaders are born or made, but the point is that people can grow and become leaders. You can be taught, you can be groomed, and then at the end of the day, you can develop the skills of leadership. You see, leadership aspect is just like the hardware, you know, to the PC. You get a nice iCore 7 PC, very lovely one, lofty PC. But the point is that the PC wouldn't be serve its purpose if it doesn't have the necessary softwares. Otherwise, it becomes a white elephant. You can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be an engineer. That is your hardware. You need the software to enable you become an effective doctor, effective lawyer, effective politician. And that software is the leadership skills that you must bring to bear. And unfortunately, too many people in all these professions have the professional positions, but they have lost or they don't have the software, which is the leadership skills to make them leaders. Therefore, they need to be trained, they need to be empowered, they need to be educated and be developed to become effective leaders.
How does one become empowered to have a vision? I'm sure vision is something that everybody has, isn't it? So how do I acquire one if I don't already have an existing one?
In my book, Lily, I looked at the word SHAPE, S-H-A-P-E. As an acronym that guides people in defining what, how they can catch a vision. S is strength. You need to find out what are your strengths, you know, and then based upon your strength, that will lead you to know that what you are good at. H is heartbeat. What is your passion? What drives you? What wakes you up in the morning? What puts tears in your eyes? What makes you go on your knees and pray? What makes you angry? What makes you bitter? What makes you what brings some excitement? So what passion drives you? Then the SH, then the A is ability. What are your abilities? P is personality. What personality traits do you have? An extrovert, an introvert, what have you? E is experience. What experience do you have? Even experiences from class 1, 2, JHS, SSS. If you had experiences, you were probably made a class prefect, a blackboard cleaner. These things guide you. If you put all these shape together, it will guide you and lead you into defining a vision for yourself. And so it is easy to catch a vision based upon this acronym I've spelled out in my book, The Vision That Drives Leaders.
In identifying leaders, does everyone need to join the queue? Let's say you go through life, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you become a leader. Does everyone need to go through that stage of life to become a leader?
Everybody needs to be a leader wherever he finds or she finds himself, you know. You lead wherever you are. So the janitorial guy is a leader at that point in level. He's cleaning the toilet, the washrooms. His job is to make sure that there are enough toilet rolls there. He shouldn't wait until the toilet rolls runs out. Then you visit the washroom, there are no toilet rolls. Then perhaps a boss will query him, and then he says that, well, we don't have enough toilet rolls in the storeroom. It's finished. Guess what? No, 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 no. He must lead. At that stage, he is a leader over there, okay? The front desk executive is also a leader. Everybody is a leader wherever he or she finds themselves. Your job is lead. You lead by directing. You lead by moving and getting things done. If everybody sees themselves as a leader, they will be able to improve the department they find themselves in.
Isn't society responsible for us having bad leaders?
I don't think society is responsible. The point is that society is where she finds herself in as a result of poor leadership or as a result of lack of leadership that we have, we don't have. And so the problem is not as a result of poor society or a bad society. You give a horrible society to a good leader, and that leader will transform that society. Remember, leaders are agents of change. They bring transformation. They empower people. So no matter how rotten a society and a group of people are, when a leader shows up, there is change. You know, the good book tells us in the days when Joshua, you know, died, the Bible said, in the days when Joshua died, there were no more judges. And everybody started to doing what was right in his own eyes. See, in the day when there was no leader, there was total chaos, disorder, lawlessness. I'm sure sometimes, you know, when we're all growing up, you will find perhaps a particular home full of fighting, chaos, and what have you. And sometimes they will say, now opening be any. Is there no elder person, an elderly person in the house? the theory is that when there is a responsible person, they expect that there is order and decency in the home. If our society is now chaotic, there is total lawlessness in our system. Law and order has broken down. It should tell you that we have people holding positions, but sad to say, they are not leaders.
They lack vision. And
they
so
lack the vision and the leadership skills to move the society from point A to point B.
Bishop, let's talk about your book, Vision, a Fuel That Drives Leaders. What inspired you to write about this?
You know, vision is like a fuel to a vehicle. Without a fuel to a vehicle, you won't have everything right on the vehicle, but that vehicle wouldn't move. And so without vision, a leader can't move, a society can't move. Vision is like a window to a building. Without a building, there can't be light in the room. And without vision, you wouldn't have a better understanding where the society wants to go and how the society can be empowered. Okay? I would also liken vision to the dashboard to a vehicle. You know, in the dashboard, on the dashboard to a vehicle, you can see where the temperature gauge is. It gives you the readings of the temperature of the vehicle. If the temperature is so high, it will crack the engine. Vision is like the dashboard. You can read the temperature, the energy of the organization, the energy in the society, the energy in the nation. Where are we going? And also, it tells you about the speedometer. How much speed are we really applying, moving to the nation, or moving the people to its desired destination? And so, vision is like the dashboard. Without it, the driver wouldn't be able to know exactly where it's going. More importantly, vision is like the navigational system to an aircraft. You will have a wonderful pilot, an experienced pilot, with maybe 13 crew members, flying aircraft GH1957, 360 people on board the aircraft. And then the pilot says, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board flight GH1957. We are flying from Accra Kotoka International Airport right through Mali, Algeria to London. However, I don't have a navigational system, but I'm a well-experienced pilot. I definitely hope I'll be able to fly all of you to its final destination. Believe you me, if you are a passenger on that brand new aircraft, I bet you will disembark, because you cannot commit your life to a pilot without a navigational system. Vision is like the navigational system. It tells the leader where he must go. Vision finds, leaders find the vision and followers find the leader. So vision is critical for any society, for any organization, for any family, and for any nation.
How do people get access to this particular book and other books that you have written?
Well, they will have it in most of the leading bookshops, like some of the Shell filling stations, Challenge Bookshop, EPP Bookshop, some of the leading bookshops, and online. We are working on it, putting the e-version on Amazon. So that is where they can have some of these books, especially this particular book, Vision, the fuel that drives leaders. And I believe that it is a key that can transform a society, that can transform a nation, that can transform any individual. That, for me, is very critical.
Thank you very much, Bishop. Okay, so viewers, next week, Bishop will come back again. He's a man endowed with so much wisdom. He will come back to share with you his in-depth knowledge on leadership and other critical areas that will develop society. This has been the Daily Agenda segment, and his book, he says, is on sale at every other bookshop, leading bookshop in the country, and at shelf filling stations across the country as well. It is called Vision, the fuel that drives leaders. Society has become poor because we lack visionary leaders. Society needs to change so that society can grow, and we as individuals as well can grow. My guest has been Bishop Samuel Mensah. He's my father and my personal bishop of the Full Gospel Church International. He's the president. And so next week, we'll be back again to talk about leadership. We go